this big.
From which we are drinking. Dahlias in December, chrysanthemums in June. In a town I care.
Hello! You will notice that I have got a trusty knife and a bag. What are these for, Jack?
Mushroom picking.
And why am I mushroom picking?
For chanterelles.
And why am I picking chanterelles when you brought so many home the other day?
Because we sold those.
I thought you brought those all home to me.
Well,
Why did you sell them?
Because I wanted to.
I see. So I've got to go get my own. Yesterday, Jack, Cody, and I went out picking mushrooms for 3 hours. This is Cody and Jack's haul.
This is Mama's haul.
And we're going to weigh it and see who got the most. Okay, bud, pour it on in. Do you need a hand? Oh, apparently.
5.5 pounds.
Don't forget to add what I ate already last night. Do you need a little hand?
Yes, I do.
That's it!
Oh, 1.5 pounds.
In my defense, I already ate a lot of mushrooms from my pot last night. I have my trusty helpers here today cleaning the chanterelles, and as they are doing that, I was going to tell you a little bit about picking the chanterelles. Chanterelles, you will see there's about 40 different varieties of chanterelles, and there's 10 main ones in the Pacific Northwest that you can use. They tend to grow under trees. We have found them mainly in mossy areas, a lot of pine, Douglas fir, lots of ferns, that kind of an area. North-facing slopes is where we have the best luck. We do find some elsewhere, but that's where we found the best luck. The golden chanterelles, Chanterelles in Swedish or German, if you're wondering what type of mushroom this is the golden mushroom. It is the most common that we have found. They're going to have a scalloped edge along the edge, and the bottom is, you should be able to run your thumb along and it won't be gone, leave. What would you say?
It won't come off. They're kind of gills, so you should check them when you're picking them.
You should check them when you're picking them. So if you can rub along here and the mushroom kind of dissolves under your thumb, you don't want to give it a shot eating it. When we go mushroom picking, what we do is we carry a backpack with our goods in there, and then we can put the mushrooms in the backpack as we go. But because you're on your knees and you're in front of you when you're picking, you want to have a small bag to put them in. So this is the bag Cody mainly uses. You can wear it over your shoulder. I prefer a little bit bigger bag with a big strap, and I walk like this. I do pull out the inner piece so that the bag is small and compact and lightweight. And then you're going to need a knife, and you're going to cut along the bottom of the stem of the chanterelle when it's down in the ground.
Even with the ground. Even
with the ground. You want to make sure that you leave that bottom part because there's a big root system under the ground. That way you can ensure that the chanterelles will come back the following year.
Ooh, there's a bug.
When you...
Worm or something.
You're going to use a knife to cut across the bottom of the chanterelle. Don't just pull it out because you will pull the root system out. And I use this pocket knife, but I would prefer to have had a sheath knife on me because you're walking on this north slope, and sometimes you don't want to have a open knife in your hands. So if you can put
it in your sheath while you're moving around, and everyone who goes mushroom picking always ends up losing something, or you lay your knife down because you get so excited you start jumping around and you lose it. So if you get in the habit of putting your knife in your sheath when you move, then if you slip and fall, you're not going to jab yourself and you're not going to lose your knife, and it's just easier to...
It's less work, yeah.
Less work.
Because I just used this and it was a lot more work.
So the way you can identify chanterelles is you can check and see if they're like string cheese. Even it's easy for children to find it out that way.
Yeah, they have a consistency of, so just like string cheese when you pull them apart, or almost like chicken, like cooked chicken meat. The texture of chanterelle was described really well by my brother-in-law. He refers to it as kind of like eating fatty bacon, and it is really similar to that. When cleaning your chanterelles, I try to really clean them before I put them in the bag when I'm picking them. It's either, pay me now or pay me later. So these are actually pretty clean, so we just have to dust them off a little bit. You do not want to clean them with water. And one thing that makes the chanterelles so special is that no one's really been able to cultivate these. So the only way you can get them is by gathering them in the wild forest. So it makes them more special. It makes them very desirable. And chanterelles can sell anywhere in this area from $5 to $10 a pound.
So in my chanterelles, I'm just going to go ahead and fry them up. I'm going to use shallots, butter, salt, and garlic. Here's a tip. Use a separate chopping block for garlic so your apples and such don't taste like garlic. Want some garlic? Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. You want some? Oh no, you just want love. Okay. No. This garlic is from my garden. Here's a tip. Sometimes your mushrooms are not going to get clean enough by a paintbrush. Go ahead and rinse them off quickly if you can. Let them go through a colander. Put them on a towel to dry overnight if you've got the time. Otherwise, go ahead and roast them up in a pan and then add them once the water has been dissipated. Some things you want to have cut in a specific way. These do not matter to me. So you can cut them a little haphazardly. I just want them in fairly small pieces. Just cut it like this. It's all going to cook down and get smaller. Make sure you cut all the way through. Push it in. So once your chanterelles have cooked down, you want to go ahead and let them cool down and then go ahead and put them into Ziploc bags. Make sure that you label them correctly, otherwise in a couple of months you'll throw it out because you'll have no idea what it possibly is. And then you can put it in the freezer. If you're thinking about dehydrating mushrooms in general, it's a great way to go. Chanterelles allegedly are not great for dehydrating. I've never tried it, but that's the word on the street. Some of you have asked how to preserve the chili that we made last week. There are two main options. The first one is you can go ahead and freeze it in Ziploc bags in the freezer. The second one is you can go ahead and pressure can it, and I've included the link below. Question number 2 is how to store flour properly. The best way to store flour would be as wheat berries and then grind them as needed. But if you want to just store flour, go ahead and put it in an airtight container in a cool, dark location. You can also put it in Ziplocs and put it in the fridge or freezer, and it will last for about 2 years. Question number 3, how long will canned goods last? Well, in a cool, dark location in the pantry, jams and jellies are supposed to last about 6 months, and other canned goods a year. Now, that is just for the quality of the food. The nutrients will go down the longer you store them, and the quality will go down the longer you store them, but you really, theoretically, could store them indefinitely. Clearly, commercially canned is going to last a lot longer than home canned, but theoretically, if you don't see any bubbling or boiling or molds growing, you can eat them a long time.
So in our last video, on Autumn Day, you saw Jack and I and Sister Star, my sister, picking mushrooms. Well, in the conversation, we're talking back and forth about there are people who are mushroom buyers in this area, so you can actually sell mushrooms, and Jack picked right up on that and was highly motivated to pick the rest of the day. So Jack, we stopped by a place that was kind of a little small organic market, and tell us the story how you negotiated the price of selling your mushrooms.
So since at the farmer's market they were $5 to $4, I thought, I'm going to do 4 because ours weren't cleaned.
$4 a pound.
Yeah.
And what did they offer you?
$2.
And why?
Because he said he had to hire some.
They weren't as clean. So we picked for 4 hours, the three of us. So that is 12 man hours. And for 12 man hours of work, how much did we make on those mushrooms you sold?
$16.
Man, that is a good deal.
For them.
Well,
But your sister, she took her mushrooms home.
that's right. Actually, so it was not. It was half the man hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Six man hours.
So it was, I mean, that's not bad money.
Yeah, not bad money.
$2 an hour.
If you're in North Korea.